Hello, my name is Anya Lina Lesker, and I'm the managing attorney for the ABA Commission on Domestic and Sexual Violence. I'm so excited to be here virtually welcoming you to our Custody Litigation Institute. This institute will focus on the representation of victims of domestic violence in custody cases and will be hosted virtually via Zoom and the Zoom platform. And what my job is to take just a few minutes now to give you a roadmap for our time together, to discuss our overall learning objectives, and to talk about some of the ground rules that we're going to be setting so that you know what to expect when you begin this virtual institute with a large group of your peers. So first, there are so many things that can be discussed in depth related to this type of custody litigation. What we're going to try to do over our 5 days together is to talk about a few very nuanced learning objectives. And that's because we want to make sure we're meeting those learning objectives and covering that material well for you, as opposed to generally touching upon a lot of topics and not really giving you what you need for your work. So here are the learning objectives. As a result of participating in this institute, we hope that you'll be better able to more effectively represent victims of domestic and dating violence in custody and visitation cases, be better able to develop an effective case theory incorporating the required elements to establish custody for your client, be better able to use and integrate experts more effectively into your cases, be better able to design safe and enforceable proposed visitation orders and effectively present them to the court, be better able to define the roles of guardian ad litem, child's attorneys, and custody evaluators, or whomever the system actors in your jurisdiction are, and apply that knowledge to your cases. And finally, be better able to employ useful negotiation and settlement strategies and techniques. So those are our overall Training Institute learning objectives for you. And you will also receive learning objectives that will come for each workshop segment of the Institute that really give more nuance about what will be happening in those segments. And you can also read descriptions of them in your agenda. Now, this welcome message is found on the Canvas page for the Institute. There you'll also find the agenda and other materials for the course so that you can always refer back to them and find them, including handouts and other materials. So now a few of the training workshop expectations, what you can expect from us as your faculty and staff, and what you can also expect and what we expect from you and your peers. This is going to be an interactive learning institute. Whether in person or virtual, we're not going to lecture at you for hours. We want you to have opportunities to learn from your peers and from the expert faculty who will be presenting to you. They're going to be challenging activities, and we're going to require you to think in the moment just as you would in your cases. And we're also going to give you opportunities to think creatively and try out new strategies. What this will not be is a lecture. While there will be a few moments where we'll be sharing downloadable information for you, this is really about an interactive conversation, push-pull, so that you can work with your peers and your faculty to really challenge yourself and also challenge your peers and faculty so that we all grow and learn through this experience. It's not going to be a coverage of resources and case law that you can find on your own. This is really about those best practices to dig into, not your local rules or your local laws. That's what you're an expert in, and that's not what we're going to be giving to you. And there will not be a series of talking heads. Again, this is not a panel where we talk at you for hours. This is really about you digging in and doing the work with your peers and with your faculty in sort of a supported space. What we expect from you, to be engaged, to have your camera on if possible, because there's going to be a lot of conversation and back and forth. Now, I know many of us are zoomed out, and there are times when you might need your camera off, but we do expect you to be present, to engage, and to have your camera on if it's safe and comfortable for you. We expect you to be interactive, to participate. While there are some large group formats where we're all going to be in a larger Zoom room, there are going to be many smaller Zoom breakouts where you'll be in a group of your peers to engage, have conversations, strategize for role plays that you'll be engaging in. We want you to be there to interact, to offer your suggestions, and to challenge each other in supportive ways. We expect you to be on time and present for all of the sessions. This is a continuous learning experience that builds upon each other, all of the different elements. And so we want you to be here. We have a clear agenda with clear break times, and we start and stop on time because we respect your time, and we hope that you'll respect the time of your peers and faculty as well. And be open to challenging yourself. It's okay to try something and see how it goes, and get your own internal feedback and feedback from faculty and peers as well. This is about learning, and we're hoping to create a space for that. In terms of language, this will be echoed throughout. We try to use accountable language where we don't use victim-blaming language. This is about a space to empower attorneys for victims and survivors, and we want to make sure that we're honoring the strength and resilience of those that we work with, and so that's important to us as well. And we are your TA provider. That is why we, the ABA, are putting this training on for you. We're here to help you do your jobs, and we're here beyond this training. So if there are issues that come up in your cases that you think, oh, I really need some help on that, and it's not custody related, we're here. Message us during the training. Go to our website and use our TA help link, and we are here for you after the end of this training as well. We can put on local trainings. We have statutory charts on our website. We can help you with research, and we connect you also to other peer TA providers who have expertise in more nuanced areas, whether it's tech abuse or whether it's something related to sexual violence, for example. So please reach out to us. We are here to help you. It's what we do and why we love our jobs. Now, in terms of the format, I already sort of honored that we're going to have a lot of breakout groups. Your breakout groups will be facilitated by a faculty member, so there will be faculty members working with you to make sure that those activities really lead to learning and growth. And then there will also be large group facilitators to lead you through the session, as well as ABA staff present always to answer your questions and support. We will be using Zoom, but there will also be two other forms of technology incorporated in addition to the Canvas page. One, in your breakout groups, your faculty will be taking notes on Google Docs, which is essentially an online Word document. So when you're in your breakout room, sometimes your group facilitator will say, I need a reporter. And that will be someone from your peer participant team who's then going to report out to the large Zoom group about what you discussed. That's going to happen using those Google Docs where notes will be taken, and then you can read off that Google Doc, which will be shared in the large group format. We'll also have one day where we have a virtual Blackboard called Jamboard, where you'll be able to Post-it notes, some stickies. We'll be talking about the tech for that when we get closer to that time. We don't want anyone to have any concerns about it. We'll always be here to help you through every step of that. Evaluations, we do this work to help you. We want to make sure that we're doing the best job we can. So if there's some way that we can improve, we're going to ask you to let us know with daily evaluations that you'll complete during the sessions online and virtually. Now, another note on this curriculum, at the Commission, we know that any person from any community can be a survivor of intimate partner violence, and any person from any community can also be an aggressor or batterer. And while we can't honor and center all of those stories and the scenarios and examples we use in this curriculum, we want to make sure that in our language, we're not erasing the experiences of any survivors from any community. And we ask you to honor that as well. And we hope that you'll see that reflected in the language of our faculty and staff as we go through the training. Now, in terms of that, I think that's where I'm going to leave you. You'll find more resources, including the agenda online and some other welcomes from your faculty and staff at the ABA. We're so excited that you're joining us, and we're looking forward to spending a week learning with you. Not only will you be learning, but we always learn as a staff and faculty from the wonderful participants who come in and share new ideas and challenges with us. So thanks so much, and we're excited for the week.